This is Showtime, the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hott Radio. Call us. Call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhottradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya. Hi, my name is Showtime, the Hype Man. We are going around the world. We are broadcasting live on the YouTube channel. We are broadcasting live on Instagram. And we are broadcasting live on Facebook Live. Good morning for those who are about to tune in to watch us around the world. It's important that before we get started, to make sure all the technology and everything is going smoothly for our audience. So we're about to go live. 1, 2, 3. Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime, the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hott Radio. Call us. Call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhottradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya. Good morning, and welcome to Philly Hott Radio. Showtime, the Hype Man. I got a morning show. I just can't believe that I got a radio show every morning from 10 to 12 noon. I'm excited about the day. It's Friday, and those who are looking forward to get off of work and maybe have nothing to do because of the COVID-19 has shut so many activities, and we're home and doing some things and activities in our house. But things are about to open up, but it's important that we continue to follow the protocol, wear the mask. And we're seeing people are getting sick. We are seeing people that are dying. We are seeing so many elements what's going on around the world when it's dealing with the COVID-19. It bothers me that we're still seeing people that still don't believe that the COVID-19 has affected. Yes, it have. Over 400,000 people, over 1.2 million people in this country was affected by the COVID-19. And also we are seeing more victimizing people that are dying with the COVID-19. It's important that we send out a prayer for those who are in communities that are dying. Before I want to thank Facebook for giving me another opportunity to broadcast it live on Facebook. It's important that I follow Facebook policy, even those who are looking at me and hoping that I say something against the guidelines. But I realize that God has something different in store for me. So I want to thank those who are about to broadcast and watch me live on Instagram. I want to thank those who are on Facebook Live that are watching me. I want to thank all my fans and those who are watching me on the YouTube channel. Even those who like to call the radio station at 484-477-6348. I got a radio show, and this is called The Laboratory. This is a place where I learn how to be a fan favorite, or learn how to build an audience in a larger base. Nobody knows when I get here that I talk to God. And these walls that are watching me know that I'm trying to build something that is positive, and I'm hoping that I can touch someone outside of Philadelphia. And what we've been doing, we're trying to market our show outside of Philadelphia and looking for new artists, new people that's business people, those who are starting their own business that maybe need an avenue or a marketing team to help me. I am the voice of the king of voice when it comes to doing commercial. You want to hear my commercial? My name is Showtime, the Hype Man. I got a radio show. Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime, the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hott Radio. Call us. Call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhottradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya. That's right. So we are broadcasting live on Instagram, Facebook, and we are broadcasting live on the YouTube channel. For those who like to call in, you can call in at 484-477-6348. The COVID-19 has been around since March of last year, but it started in January where we didn't have the information. We was not prepared, and they was not telling us about wearing masks, where other countries was being affected. What went wrong that the word did not go out that the COVID-19 was going to affect it in this country, and we have seen in other countries where people are dying. We're seeing a lot of people out on the West Coast, and we are seeing snowstorms. We're seeing areas where they never snowed before. What is going on, my viewers? I like my viewers to call up. I need to know what's going on, that we are seeing so many effective COVID-19s that's going around, and it had played a major role in the sports, in the entertainment, in some of the restaurants. Some of the clothing stores are closing down. Some of the big manufacturers is closing down. What went wrong that we as people have never understood, that nobody told us that this was coming? Where's all the new technology? Where's all the satellites and things that have radars that tell us that something coming? I don't know. I'm only Showtime the Hype Man. I'm only one person. I don't know everything, but I would love the viewers and those who are watching me around the world to call up the radio station. You do not have to live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to call me. We're looking for callers that's on Instagram around the world. We're looking for callers that's on Facebook Live. And we're looking for callers that's on the YouTube channel. And we hoping that what I'm saying today, that the voice can affect and penetrate into your spirit. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hott Radio, and we have a brand new show. We got an outstanding show. We got a lot of things lined up, but in the meanwhile, we are taking baby steps to make sure that everything is doing fine. So, the phone lines are open. We are broadcasting live on Instagram, again, Facebook Live, and also we're doing something on the YouTube channel. So I want to get into that we are seeing the same things that are going on. And for those who are watching me, Philly Hott Radio is in Philadelphia, and we're watching more and more death in the city of Philadelphia, where young men yesterday I was watching a news channel where that a lot of car robbery is going on, that people, you're driving your car and a group of men get out your car and point gun you and rob you. And it amazed me, over 225 people in this city has been target of armed robbery right inside their own car. And up in Northeast, in some areas where there's not a lot of high traffic when it deals with the Philadelphia finest, and how they are scattering. They're dealing with murders. They're dealing with people are robbing people. It's a lot going on. We're dealing with COVID-19. We are dealing with so many things right now. I'm only one person. I just try to do my best to make sure that what I hear on the news, that I bring it here on Philly Hott Radio. So what is your impact on, maybe you know someone that been victimized, that gunpoint, that been robbed? We've been seeing in a neighborhood up in the West Philadelphia area where robberies are being effective up in the community, and we're seeing more because up in that area, they have a news alert that anything that comes up, it comes back on. So we're gonna talk about that today. So for those who are watching me on Instagram today, it's only a certain period of time where they will give me enough coverage to do that. So I'm about to go off of Instagram And I want to thank those who are viewing me from Instagram. But we're going to build this Instagram account up. But I understand the policy and how much limit that they allow me to go. So in the meanwhile, we're going to cut off the Instagram account. I'm going to download it so I'm watching people so they can see me what I'm doing. I'm going to put it on the TV. So we're going to let that go. So I want to thank my man Danny for watching me. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take that off. Then I'm going to go into my other account because I have about 4 things here working here. So y'all just bear with me. It's important that you bear with me because we're about to go live so I can make sure I can see my viewers. So we're about to go live. So we're doing something that is positive, and I'm hoping that those who will tune in to watch me. So now I can watch who is watching me, and also I'm doing it from another laptop that we experience different views how to market this show. So what I'm doing right now, for those who are watching me, I have a laptop in front of me. We have a computer system from the Philly Hott radio show that's broadcasting YouTube live. I have a live on my phone right here. I just got off Instagram because Instagram only allow you to do about 2 minutes. So I don't want to hold the Instagram audience and then I can't take it out and market it so I can send it off to some of my friends. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hott Radio. We are broadcasting live. Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man morning show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hott Radio. Call us. Call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhottradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya. Wow. Welcome to Philly Hott Radio Morning Show. I want to talk a little bit about being creative and learning how to develop something, but it's a hard road along with it. Today I watched a story, a teacher, a principal that lives in Charlotte, North Carolina. His story touched at me because early on, I'm raising my grandson, and it gives me an opportunity to maybe do things where I thought I couldn't do with him. And I'm hoping that I have patience or have some patience dealing with my grandson. And I'm asking my audience and those who are watching me that what I'm doing, that I'm hoping that people understand that are grandparents and that are raising their grandchildren themselves. And that's what I'm doing. Hoping that people will come in and join me. And I'm hoping that what I'm saying to the audience and those who are watching me around the world, that sometimes the children today are more hyper than where we were used to coming from. And I'm seeing children today are more hyper. They are putting our children on more medication. And I'm seeing behaviors when you're trying to teach them something and they are stubborn to do what they want to do and not really paying attention to what the grandparents or those who maybe raised their kid from birth. I've been in my grandson's life, but now I'm fully custody of him. 8 years old, he just turned 9 on January the 26th. And what I'm doing, I'm trying to have patience, not do it the old-fashioned way, but I'm seeing that in the last 3 days, his teacher and where he's going, he liked the school that he's in, and it's a great school because I pay, and I don't have a problem paying for my grandson's education. I'm paying a nice tuition every month for him to go to a good school. And I want to thank my wife for also helping me out along with him because that's my grandson, and she has willing to step up to the plate to help us raise him. For those who know, my son is incarcerated. His mother lives somewhere else, and not even, and I watch my phone where she's not really concerned, but she act like she is. So it puts me in the middle where I'm at dealing with my grandson. I have an opportunity to raise my grandson in what I didn't do for my children, but even though I was in my two sons' life, I never ever was out of their life. But this time around, doing the bath, putting ointment on him because of he had little breakouts with his skin. Also, he does have medication, and there's so much going on that I'm learning. Also, doing the computer on the laptop, where he's from Wilmington, Delaware, and we haven't transformed nothing for him to be in Pennsylvania schools, and we know that the school system is opening up, and it's a lot on my grandson being with his grandparents, and his father's not around, his mother's is around, and dealing with the court systems and doing all kinds of stuff. But this time, either parent's not on drugs. I want to make that clear to us. It's nothing that they on drugs or anything. This the mother and the father, and the mother has other behaviors. And unfortunately, my son is doing time because some things that he did. So, in the meanwhile, that I'm going to step up to the plate, but I can't get frustrated. And when I saw the story today about a principal in North Carolina that went working two jobs, as a school principal and working at night at Walmart, because he had seen the condition of some of his students where they don't have curtains, where they might just have a box spring and mattress in the house, where we don't know what children go through inside a household where parents or maybe had a baby but never been a nutrition. We had a young lady on our show Saturday about caring and touching babies and showing effect. It's like an animal, a dog. When you pet your dog and you rub them, and you get to know them. And we have a culture that is called hands off, but we should have hands on our children and holding them and loving them and tell them that we love you. And I tell my grandson every day that I love him. And I pray over his body. We get on our knees and pray at night because I know that children need prayers. And for me, raising my grandson I can't turn my back on him because I'm in it to win it. But also, I'm still human. I can get frustrated dealing with raising a 9-year-old boy. And my grandson is very educated. I saw that he can read, he can write. He's way ahead where I was at 9th grade. He's way past me when it comes to education-wise, and I'm so grateful. But then also it helps me out too, to watch him grow and do his homework. But when we ask him to do homework, he put that pouting when I ask him to do something. But children, I have found out, raising a young man by myself along with my wife and seeing how he want to play, but he don't want to do education, then he want to rebel. And I have got 3 letters this week from his school district out there in Wilmington, Delaware. And so I gave him warning sign. Then he has a habit. Good morning, Isha, but good morning, Mr. Owens. Charles Jackson that's ready to start open up. Then I see him writing on his hand like a tattoo at 9 years old with a pen, and what he maybe see on TV, or maybe what he see on TikTok, or maybe what he see on YouTube, because some of our children at 9 has phones. And they're watching behaviors where social media has allowed and dictate our children. And I am watching how my grandson can also be where his father's at with the can do behavior, but because of my power of my spirit and the soul of the wife that God has allowed me to have, he's in good company because he's around a spiritual foundation inside the house. But also that when I hear him talking to his mother, and no matter what, a child or always gonna love their mother no matter what, how their mother or what their mother done, because I understand that as me coming through a dark road, and my kid's mother survived it and let her rest in peace. Unfortunately, that she passed away, my kid's mother, and I didn't know that she was planning me to what she was doing with my grandson, because unfortunately she was raising him and took him and put him in a better environment, and now that's what I'm trying to do. So some days, you know, I go back and forth, and I'm hoping that his mother will get her life together, because no child shouldn't need to be raised by their mother or their father, and I think that's important. But I'm going to do my best, so I want my audience and those who are watching me, for those who know me, I'm a storyteller, and I'm going to tell the truth. If I'm not going to promote drag queens, I'm not going to be promoting no lust stuff on my radio show. I'm going to give you true facts and true stories where most of my fans, what we need to hear, true stories. Because God has made lots of stories. For those who know that I started a show from Monday to Friday, and I want to thank Pastor Owens for opening up the show with Corey Wilmington, the 450, the King of Hooks. They have did a great job, but I've been by myself. And then I want to thank Aisha, and I want to thank DJ Big Brother yesterday, educating my audience. And every day, I'm always trying to find a way, what can I do to make my show successful? And also I had some people say they will come on my show because of politics maybe, or certain circles that some people just don't feel that my show would hurt them or damage them. I'm doing positive things on Philly Hott Radio. This is a community show that cares about children. I care about the upraise of children in the community. I care about how can we develop social media programs to invest into the future in our children. For those who know, I was in Facebook, banded me for 9 days because I was speaking on some things in the community. So I really don't know what to say when it comes to community, because we have community people that say something, but I want to be respectful to everybody. And I want to give a shout out to all the elected officials. I want to give a shout out to the Democrat Party that worked so hard to make sure that the city of Philadelphia is going another way. I realize that why fight them? You might have joined them, and maybe somebody give you an opportunity to do what I do. So I want to apologize to all the elected officials in the city of Philadelphia for the last 2 years. If I said something that was disrespectful to somebody candidate, or they did, I was just wanted to wake my community up that know that we can do better. So that's where I'm at today. For those who watch me on Tuesday, I talked about me and my journey, why I landed on the radio show. Because I got a gift, I got a voice. And I may not have all the technology and what it takes to be attractive. But what I'm doing for the first time, I'm reaching out to people outside of Philadelphia. And they always say that somebody else that you don't know will be willing to help you, that don't even know you. And I have showed that it's important for me, if I'm gonna be in this radio business, and this is it, it's a business, and I can make it a business, and I can make it a financial contribution to help me to do big stuff for the community. I only been here 2 weeks, and so I don't expect this show to be as successful like my Saturday show with me and Dr. Rock every Saturday morning on Philly Hot Radio, Whistle While You Work. But I don't look at this as a radio show. I don't look at what I'm doing. I look at I'm in school. Because no one in the radio business, no one in the entertainment business is going to give me, and I have learned that nobody's going to give you the do's, the don't, or no one's going to be willing to roll up their sleeve to help a man like me, even though I'm a full adult, but I'm still willing to ask for help. For those who are on radio shows, those who have their own podcast, or those who see me doing something live every day, I'm looking for help to make sure that I'm doing the right thing and make sure that what I'm doing, I know I'm doing it because God has gave me this intersection. And I've been committed every 6 days a week. I come to the laboratory to how can I be a better host. I may not have a lot of great people that came on my show or even having live interviews. But I know that day that God, that favor from God, that one favor from God can change your whole life. I'm going to say it again for those who are watching me. That one favor from God can change your whole life. I truly believe that. And also my experience where when our back have been against the wall, and those who maybe have been through some trials and tribulation. I was talking to a female friend of mine that had COVID-19, and I asked her, what was you doing during the time that you could not be around nobody and isolating inside your room, and you could not come outside, couldn't go to the supermarket, and what was you doing? And for those who don't have a faith or belief or dealing with situation, I'm gonna put it out there. I recommend that don't listen to TVs and listen to stories where at the time of your COVID-19 and you're seeing a lot of people are dying. And what I explained to her that what do you get out of it getting the COVID-19 and surviving? What do you really get out of it dealing with a disaster that's something that affects your body? And even with cancer, where so many people, when they go to a doctor and they tell them they got cancer, nobody knows but you and God what a person go through. I know that what I'm saying because I never had that, and I thank God, or I never had COVID-19. I want to thank God that what he has done for me during this COVID-19 crisis. But also, I have seen a lot of people dying. We lost a legend actor last night at 96 years old. And we're seeing and hearing so many deaths in a long time that we are seeing every day somebody's family are dying. I was sharing with someone yesterday where this COVID-19, or that's like if you go to war, that we know that 9 out of 10 that some of the men's not coming back home. or maybe come back home with missing legs and missing arms. Or it's important that we as people, when we are dealing with crisis, and when we are dealing with bad situation that maybe is so heavy on our heart. And I'm glad that I have learned, if I was in the woods, in the forest, where there was no lights, no water, no shelter, but because I practice prayer, and because I practice humanity, because I practice faith, because I practice believing, that stuff allow the body and the mind to not get mentally and focus on your environment, but you focus on believing that somewhere, somehow, you're going to make it. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio. I got a radio show. And I didn't know what I was going to talk about today. But I believe that for those who maybe want to scroll down or maybe don't approve what God has gave me, and what happened was because we as people don't understand a gift from God. And maybe my show is not attractive for those who may be just watching and watching and watching it. Don't know how to interact. I have talked about faith with God. My phone line should be open because all of y'all got a story what God has did for you. Soon you're back on your back, laying on your back. The first thing you say, God, you got to get me out of it. And you telling me everything I'm saying, we're just talking about God. That's what we're talking about. So it's important that those who are watching me, that God has been good to all of us. So let's continue to have prayer. We got a radio show, and I'm called Showtime the Hype Man. So, and that's where we at today. Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hot Radio. Call us. Call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya. That's right. So we are back here live on Philly Hot Radio. I guess when you talk about God, things will shut down. That was my message today. So we're going to get back into the radio show. So it's important that what I'm doing, I didn't know how I was going to do this show today, but I showed up. And I don't know what's going to happen today. I don't know how the show's going to last, but I'm going to play a song what my man Corey talked about where he'd like to put a ring on it. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio. We got a brand new show every day. Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hot Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya. That's right, we are back on Philly Hot Radio. We're live on Facebook Live, Instagram, and also we are broadcasting live on the YouTube channel. But what we was talking about, the spiritual journey, and it's important that whatever I do, that the audience that are watching me, that I have came a long way and I'm still growing and still trying to find ways how to be successful. And it's important for those who are watching me that maybe feel that they're already successful. So we'd like to hear your story. For those who may be going through something, maybe those who maybe like to share parenthood, how to raise a grandson, or how to get through difficult days when we hit them. The phone lines are open. Those who like to call in at 484-477-6348. Also, what we're looking for, I have a sound system here where for those who are in the music entertainment business, for those who are local artists, those who are artists that upcoming artists, that was a track from Corey Women that did over 459 hooks. There's won the award last year. So the Philadelphia is having a male award for the best male singer in 2020. So I've been posting that up. I don't have all the details, how I go about it. But what we want to do, Philly Hot Radio, looking for R&B singers, R&B female singers, R&B male singers. And I'm looking for artists that's outside of Philadelphia that maybe be in Pittsburgh, Lancaster Avenue, Delaware, Washington, Virginia, Boston, Groton, Connecticut, New London, Connecticut, where we're looking for new artists or artists that maybe had a hit in the 80s but fell off a little bit because they maybe got married and they didn't like the industry at that time, what it takes. Showtime the Hype Man got a radio show. And I have a strong platform here, Philly Hot Radio. We've been working hard to be attractive to new artists and artists that been around. I'm looking for some of the artists that been around the 80s that maybe did hits that still around, maybe working. And for those who maybe know artists across near outside of Philadelphia, we're looking, even though the sounds of Philadelphia is still alive, and I want to do something different on this radio show, that if I can help other artists that may be getting the same thing would you get where they live at, that you can come to Philadelphia. We're looking for New York City because I want to give a shout out to Scarfo that's doing great things and getting artists in different other cities, and his shows are going well. Also want to give another shout out to Strong Jewel that is doing a great job with her show and all over the world in UK and other. When I say UK, she's actually from UK. She's not a per telling people. So what we want to do, I want to do something different on this radio show and hoping that I can be attractive. I love music. I love R&B music. I love R&B music. Do y'all miss R&B music of soul for those who are watching me? Or do you have a hit that's in your car that you constantly play and remind you of being at a concert watching? Do you miss concerts? Do you miss the going to live shows, or those who love going to live shows? I have a platform during the COVID-19 where artists and acts can come here and perform live on the YouTube channel, Instagram, also on Facebook Live. We have the equipment, we got the sounds, we got the space, and also I can do live interviews for those who are around the world would love to talk about where they at, and you can broadcast live on Philly Hot Radio Monday to Friday, and also on Saturday on Philly Hot Radio, whistle while you're at work. We're reaching out to some of the artists that maybe not getting radio play. We're reaching out in a time where artists, entertainment people, and those who are musicians that are not getting no work done. And my show may not be one of the biggest shows that most people maybe don't want to come on because they think Showtime the Hype Man show is like everybody else shows. No, it's not. Give me an opportunity to show you that I have an energy level that can get you to the next level. We're looking, and also want to give a shout out to Fortin, the 122-pound WBO champion from Philadelphia, and he's from 49th in Westminster. We want to give you a shout out. Great job last Saturday on Showtime, winning that champion belt. And we have a lot of great young fighters that's coming up in the city of Philadelphia, where a lot of, because of the media and the social media and the COVID-19, and I want to thank the boxing world and the boxing fans that still putting on fights on Showtime and Fox Sports. Also want to give the NFL an outstanding job during the COVID-19 that we have saw our favorite team play during the COVID-19. We should give the NFL, the coaches, the teams, the managers, and all the owners in NFL for giving us a 2020 And we're about to have a Super Bowl in 2021. I want to give a shout out to the Kansas City Chief. Outstanding job. Brady, you're a bad boy. You went to Florida. But a team that was not even supposed to be, and how you left New England, went to a new team, and took that team, even with as a team with the defensive players, the offensive team, everybody clicked together. So you are the GOAT of NFL, Mr. Tom Brady. We want to wish these two teams have a great Super Bowl. We're still going to have a Super Bowl. Also want to give a shout out to the NBA, where the NBA has started the process in July, the end of July, and gave us a season that we thought. And the LA Lakers have won the NBA final along with LeBron James, having meetings with owners to make sure that the NBA will go smooth. We want to thank the NBA for doing an outstanding job of still putting games together, even during the COVID-19. They have different protocols, what they do to set the teams up. So I want to give a shout out to the NBA and the NFL, and also boxing and those other sports like hockey and baseball is ready to get back into baseball. But baseball wasn't as successful as some of the other leagues. But I think that they will learn from what the NFL have done, and we can learn what the NBA has done. Also, for those who like live concerts and have not been at a concert since 2020, since January, and we also, as restaurants, and have an appointment for doctors, and those who have played a major role in restaurants and stores and business has affected during the COVID-19. I also want to give a shout out for the mayor of the city of Philadelphia and all the other mayors and governors fighting, especially the governor up in New York City, doing a great job when it comes to helping the people and those who are not fortunate to have health coverage to get tested with COVID-19. I want to give a shout out to all the Rite Aids and CVS and Walgreens of having lines where most people maybe not be fortunate to get the COVID test. And some places do charge you. So the vaccines are going on, and on the news yesterday, they had a guy that was working called Philly Vaccine, was taking Vaseline home and giving his cousins and his friends shots where people that stand in long lines looking to get vaccine, and he was stating that nobody was coming. But I want to thank Cindy Bass of City Council for speaking out, and also the council people in the city of Philadelphia taking a look at some of these vaccine places was taking money and had a contract to do the vaccine and open up shots. So I want to thank the city of Philadelphia and elected officials for them really stepping to the plate in final issue. I also want to thank all the elected officials that has been in large food lines, helping the community out and stepping up on the plate and make sure that the community will get fed and get food. And where I live at, I have saw trucks where people was dying, need food, and I didn't realize that this COVID-19 has played a major financial with all of us. People were backed up with rent money, those who have car notes, those who are pinned on their job and their livelihood to take care of their family. But unfortunately, some people lost jobs during the COVID-19. But we will find a way to get through this COVID-19 together as all people. And I know that with religion leaders and what they're going through, not having large gatherings inside their churches, not going to hospitals, and every time something come up, we think we got the COVID-19. You sneeze um, or you get a little system in your body, the first thing you do. And I was sharing with a friend of mine that it's important that I don't read up as much and keep that dialogue about what's going on. Whatever's going to happen, God's going to take care of me in spite of. But I want to give a shout out to those who are victimizing and going to work at the frontier that's battling this COVID-19 all in the hospitals, and those who are bus operators and those who are teachers in contact with so many, even the frontier people that work in supermarkets and those who hand on, even though they have masks, but they're getting up every day to make sure we have food in some of the stores that's open up. My name is Showtime the Hype Man. I'm concerned about the children and what is going on in the city that I love, and all great cities are going through crisis during this COVID-19. We know that the President of the United States is doing a great job trying to find ways to help all people. For those who know that Facebook has a policy that I have to go by the guideline when I talk about community events. So it's better for me to maybe not talk about elected officials, but try can I help them or find a better way to make myself available if they need me for help. So I have to respect the leadership that the public voted for, and I'm going to go another way because the new elected officials and those who are that the city voted for, even though that I was speaking some of the truth, but for me to open up new doors, it's better for me still be myself, but willing to reach out and help some of the elected officials that maybe need help in some areas in getting to the young folks and helping the community, even dealing with gun violence. We have a veteran over in North Philadelphia every day. He has a sign about putting the guns down, and I am willing to fight the task, whatever I can do to help the city of Philadelphia and other cities of coming with a solution and coming up with a better idea. And I know that some of our elected officials have a lot on their plate trying to please everybody. But this radio show, it's a community show. It's a show that helped people that maybe was in the entertainment business. This is a show that people that maybe fell off in their business and they have nowhere to go. This is a show that those who maybe have scars and never healed the scars. This is a show that we talk about mentally illness with our children. This is a show we talk about breakup marriage over 20, 30, 40 years in relationship where people been stuck. This is a show that we talk about where most people have been inside a cage, have never figured out how to come out that cage, or been settled for the last 40, 50 years. They do the same thing they've been doing for the last 40, 50 years. This is a radio show Monday to Friday from 10 to 12. That this laboratory that I am in, I am hoping that God will send someone through these doors to help me make my radio show better than it is. This is a radio show that want to give back like Georgie Wood, Cecil B. Moore, the late Dave Richardson, the Honorable Lucian E. Blackwell. I want to do something that's like Sonny Hobson and all the late DJs that was concerned about the community, was in the community and was stood up and fight in spite of they had a job to do on the radio show, but they was in the community. Showtime the Hype Man want to build this radio show to the community. This show is for the community, for me to be a part, not a solution, be a part of how can I help. Just like Georgie Wood and Butterball and all of the legends and all the great men that was on radio, but they was willing at that time to fight for justice. I maybe have a small little radio show where most people are afraid to touch me, or afraid to say they're watching me, or afraid to come on my show because of the people. For those who maybe disapprove my radio show, I'm asking you to forgive me. I'm asking my audience that whatever I might have said 3 months ago, 5 months ago, all the things I was saying about elected officials, I'm asking you to forgive me for what I might have said at that time, because I'm a fighter. I'm reaching out to Philadelphia and those who are around the world and other cities today, that I want to have a platform to help. I want to have a platform that I can feed children, educate our kids, and build youth centers where our kids can learn, and maybe not fortunate to have a computer, or maybe not fortunate to have a mother and father, even though the mother and father produced and made a baby. I want to do something where we can spread more love in every city in this great nation. I have a platform, but it's hard when ordinary people in the other wave are taking another route. When I come on my radio show, that most people get sidetracked because what they heard about Showtime the Hype Man. I'm asking my audience and those who are watching me to forgive me. All the elected officials that maybe heard me saying some things, or maybe fighting and speaking some truth. Because of my energy level and because I see my community dying, I was taken on my own, but I feel that the new elected officials and the new politics maybe not have the same soil or the spirit of the late ones that went through so much. So I maybe just have to adapt and pay close attention to the new elected officials and the people that voted them in this country and also in every city. I found myself even fighting and being on the sideline by myself, where most people in the city that I've been born and raised since 1961, and I feel like I don't have any friends in the city of Philadelphia. I don't know what I did to anybody, but it doesn't matter to me now. I'm just doing God's will. I don't know what I said to the public that most people are afraid to touch me or comment me or be around me, even people that I thought that I met or helped and gave them my soul and my spirit. Forgive me. I'm not perfect. I just have something inside of me that God gave me. It's called energy. I just have something inside of me that I want to help people. I want to help my community so bad. I want to help the senior citizen. I just want to be a part of helping this city that I love, because so much is going on, but only regular people and the same people get the opportunities. I want to be a radio show that I can help a little person that maybe was nobody, and I can tell them that you are somebody in spite of. I'm asking God to use me today and do something different that never been done before. I'm an old country boy that is striving to make a difference while I'm living. I'm coming to this world not to be mediocre and settle for less. I come in this world because I know it's not about my age. It's not about my age. God said age is nothing what they told us. It's about making a difference while you're living. That's where great leaders and those who are some of the good ones are going. I come to y'all today asking for your help. I need y'all help. I'm looking for mentors. I'm looking for some of the people that's in the radio business to help me. If you know someone in higher places that maybe can give me some development stage, because it seems like everything I do, somebody got something to say that Showtime, the hype man, said this, said that. And I've been all over the place, but those who have watched me in the last 4 or 5 years on Facebook, I'm always fighting for the little people. But it seemed like I don't get the response, and I find myself, and I turn around, I'm by myself with nobody to go to. But in spite of that, I have God and I believe in prayer. My name is Showtime, the hype man on Philly Hot Radio. I got a radio show for those who like to call in. Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime, the hype man morning show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hot Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya. My name is Showtime, the hype man. I got a radio show. And I'm going to do everything I can to come to this laboratory. And I know that God is going to send someone, or someone maybe out of Philadelphia that maybe have a radio show somewhere else, that maybe needs someone that's going to speak the truth and not afraid what people are going to say. Philly Hot Radio, Showtime the hype man. I got a radio show live. Hello? Hello? So we had a caller, they'll call back. For those who are watching me on Facebook, we're broadcasting live on YouTube, and I was on Instagram just for a brief moment because of the rules and the policy where Instagram allowed me to do a video for 2 minutes. So what we're doing, also we're trying to find different ways. How can we help the community and build another radio show live on Facebook, because everybody has phone. And we was talking about the technology when email first came out, where a lot of my older audience about 5 or 8 years ago never understood about emails. Also, when the phones started coming in our community, where half of us took a while to get cell phones. Even when we had beepers, when beepers came out, and we're seeing so much new technology are coming, even with computers, and most people don't want to target the new technology. If you want to live, you're going to live long, start learning how to do the new technology. It's not going to hurt you. What it does for those who, as you get older, and we hear called old time disease. I have done some study and some research when it comes to, as you get older, when you challenge your mind and create with new stuff like reading new books, or even though you can't master the computer, even for me, I bought a brand new laptop. Every day I'm learning new things. I'm trying to find new apps. I am willing to learn new stuff. And when you do that, it helps your spirit and your energy level, and it changes your output of the old way of thinking inside the cage that we are familiar. I have walked in the forest in the city, and I have met a lot of people on my way. And I know in my heart that a lot of people want to help me in this city. And because of my high spirit and my energy level, most people never get a chance to see the goodness of who I am. They just see the energy part, and we're not used to seeing energy men's and women's that has a great spirit. I am concerned why we haven't learned the art of unity and love. And I have watched our city be so cold to each other. But those who are watching me live today, and those who maybe be older, have been around 70 years, we're asking for your knowledge. We're asking for your wisdom. We're asking you to tell a story of your trials and tribulations, so the young people need to learn that when they have bumpy days, you need to tell them that everybody got a story. And even Showtime the Hype Man that's trying to build a radio station from Monday to Friday, I got a story. And that's why I show up. So, we're broadcasting live on the YouTube channel. The phone lines are open at 484-477-6348. The phones are working. I want to say something for those who are watching me. It's not that I'm begging or asking anyone to help me, but I need people. And I know a lot of people in the city of Philadelphia. I've been here all my life since 1961. And I have shook as many hands. Hey, Tom, Bud, this is my friend. And I want to thank you, Tom, for being who you are. And another great man that's raising his son and other children that he has done. And I want to thank you, Tom, for tuning in. This is a friend of mine that know me. Mr. Silver, Celesta Silks, another good friend. Donna Smith, I want to thank you for also. And Charlie Parker, Charlie Pack, another good friend of mine that I used to work with. And so this show that I'm doing, I know a lot of people in Philadelphia, but it seemed like Philadelphia are not used to seeing someone go from here to there to there. And I'm always trying to recreate myself. And doesn't matter to me because I'm only doing what God wants me to do. And I have a belief in an energy level that it only comes from God. Where most men's and women's that already settle in because they are comfortable in that familiar cage. Where they are comfortable financially, they are comfortable in their lifestyle. I ain't satisfied because I know that God has more in store for me. He just allowed me to raise my grandson. I'm raising a 9-year-old grandson and doing everything I thought I did 20 or 20, 30 years ago with my other two sons. Now I'm doing it all over again, but this time every day. I want to give a salute to the fathers and mothers that was there every day to raise their children and watch their children develop the hollering, tell them do their homework, clean up their room. When they eat, they drop stuff on the floor. When you try to teach them something, they tell you they know. Then you might tell them 2 and 3 times, repeat it. I'm just seeing that and I'm trying to have that word called patient inside of me as I adapt of raising my grandson where both his parents are doing, one is in faraway vacation, and I'm going to call that. Then the mother's out there doing what she wants. And so I got to do what I got to do as a grandfather to step up to the plate. And I never expected me packing lunch, putting his clothes out, walking him to the school and picking him up. My wife picks him up. So we're doing, when we at our age, that we're still young. We're not broke down at our age because we treated people right. See, God will treat you right. And a lot of people break down, they get a certain age and they get all these diseases. See, I knew that treating people right, it takes away elements. And a lot of people that over the years was nasty and mean to people, and they wonder why they're getting some of these things when they go to doctor where no clue where it came from. See, God has a record how you treat people. So I'm grateful that I know God will take care of me in spite of me trying to raise my grandson and have that spirit. Yes, I holler. I'm constantly telling him that's what you do when you have a young child that's coming in the world and looking for some direction. I didn't have that in my parents, but I'm hoping that I can do the best job as a grandfather to raise my grandson. And also, we want to thank Dr. Rock. This is my co-host. I love her. Dr. Rock has been a strong woman. She has helped me build Philly Hot Radio, Whistle While You Work every Saturday morning. She had never missed a day. Only time she missed time off during COVID-19, or she had to take some photo shots up in New York City or a magazine. So we want to thank Dr. Rock. Unfortunately, that she's doing other stuff at the present time, but I just need all y'all prayers to help me deal with this, because when I dropped my grandson off this morning, I wanted to say I'm going to give him back to his mother. But I know that his mother's not in the best condition to put my grandson in that type of environment. Imagine if my mother, that was raising 5 children by herself, and did that to me. And it's no turning back for me, because my grandson has nowhere but me. So I'm going to fight through this, and I'm going to try to find a solution how to develop and make sure that I'm making sure that he getting the best education. I'm making sure that he go to bed at 9 o'clock, because he used to go to bed at 1 and 2 o'clock at night because the situation that he was in. And now he knows at 9 o'clock that it's bedtime. But he expect me to go to bed at 9 o'clock with him. He said, Pop, but since you go to bed, I go to bed at 9, you gotta go to bed with me. So, but I told him that he has to go to bed, then he come down, then he go back and forth with me and the grandmother, and she tell him one thing, he come downstairs. So he try to find out which one is the weakest, because they play, but she's strong, she holding her own, I'm holding my own. I want to thank those who maybe I call up for suggestion to sometime early in the morning that I might talk about my day and my journey, what I'm dealing with. So I want to thank my listeners, that anybody that's watching me right now that's willing to give me some help and some ideas what I can do. My brother, he's willing to get my grandson on the weekend. My son called me, his uncle called me today, want to pick him up tonight for the weekend. So that gives me enough time to clean up, to get the place back in order. You know, having a child and cleaning up and making a bed, cleaning the sheets, washing clothes, folding stuff. I love it. I don't have a problem with that. And also, it gives me enough time to come here at the radio station and hoping that I can build an audience, because I want my audience to know that I'm just a regular person. In spite of that the city maybe not understand what God has put me in. You never know that God is amazing God. So right now, he got me here Monday to Friday. This is a school. This is not that I'm trying to be better than nobody, or I'm not in the competition thing with other radio shows. I come here every day, 6 days a week, to learn how to be a host. And for me, I want to tell my audience, you can be comfortable with me, because I'm not a liar and I'm not a thief. And one thing I don't do, I don't talk about people that's close to me that been in my corner. See, I don't do them side comments. Anybody knows me, I'm a straight shooter. I'm going to tell you what I don't like and what I don't like, and we're going to let it go and we're going to move on. So I just want to just do the best that I can do Monday to Friday on Philly Hot Radio. I know that somebody gonna come through that door or a phone gonna ring somewhere down the line that a big deal is going to happen. See, I'm claiming a big deal for me and Dr. Rock to go to a higher level because also she's a student on this radio, just like me. And we never knew on our journey that either one of us would be doing a radio show at our age, and we still young and we still look beautiful because we treat people right. So this week was a journey for me. I had ups and downs, spirits coming to this new radio show Monday to Friday. But I keep showing up because I trust God. I trust this radio show. I trust the people that put this radio show together and follow their dream. And all I'm doing is adding my dream because I want to thank Willie Gibbs' mother, Gladys, and told me that I was the voice. My grandson said, I love your radio show, Pop. And I have so many other people that cheer me on. I want to thank Double D. I want to thank Antoinette Small. I want to thank my friend Robin Brown that went home and God clipped her wings and she went home. And I want to thank Sunbird, and when she's always tell me at the Dell Music Center, it's not for them to know. Antoinette said that God ain't finished with you yet. Darryl D always said that you are one closer for a big breakthrough. And I truly believe that all them people and other people had said some things about me. And I want to thank my friend Tommy Budd also always said that Showtime people know you. And you always been a guy coming up in the community as a young man being respectable. Then all of a sudden, people that don't know you want to throw dirty stuff and say things when they mad and hoping that what they say that the other person, but we know is all lies. One thing about me, I'm not a liar. I want to be honest. I want to have a radio show that my public can feel comfortable to call the radio show to talk about that. We might have someone, a young man that's watching me right now that maybe have a gun or maybe be in a violent situation that need help. This radio show, it's about helping the community. It's about helping a senior citizen that maybe be cold, don't have oil, or maybe they gas cut off because the Social Security check could not meet the needs of their bills. We're reaching out for those who are suffering. And I have saw a principal down North Carolina have a full-time job as a principal. At nighttime, he works at Walmart as full-time, stocking. Because some of the children, because his mother used to make him cut grass, used to make him wash windows and not charge people. His mother set the tone for him to help people. When I saw that story today where a principal saw that his community was dying and he was willing to take all that money to give his whole Walmart check that he works 8 hours a day, and Walmart never knew that he was a principal at a high school in North Carolina. But what he did was he didn't want to tell nobody. He kept it hush because he wasn't about boasting. He wasn't about bragging. He just wanted to do what his mother put inside of him as a man, as growing up. And I watch his mannerness. I watch how he talked it to the media. And you don't know what age, what God will do for you. We always know that long if you get up, God will give you a favor for all that you've been through your whole life. That one opportunity. So this school teacher down North Carolina was not looking for no press. He didn't tell Walmart. He just went to work like a regular person and an ordinary man, but his mother planted seed in him early on to treat people right. And it didn't matter what color of skin, he was raised to help. And what happened was that we in 21 have a lot of people are willing to help. In 2000, we have found people are willing to destroy you, say things bad about you, because some of our parents never put good in us, because sometimes the sex might have been good, but it produced a child, but it wasn't nutrition, because after the sex, it became lust. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hott Radio. I got a morning show. And I'm going to work hard and ask God to send someone to help me. See, I need help. See, I'm not going to sit there like I can do it all by myself. See, God said, and I know that he had put all of us in this land, but we have got comfortable of not helping. I am reaching out to people today and those who are watching me. My phone did not ring because some people, but I'm not worried about the phone ringing. See, one day this phone gonna be jumping. It's not about who called. It's about me showing up, going to work, and coming to the laboratory and do what I'm supposed to do. My name is Showtime. Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hott Radio. Call us. Call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhottradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya. That's right. We are broadcasting live on Facebook, Instagram, and the YouTube channel. And today I didn't know I was going to be here for 2 hours or an hour. And I didn't even know what I was going to say, how I was going to say, but what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be doing more studying this week to set up a platform. And people say they're going to help me and do things, but they wind up don't do it. And I realized that most people say one thing, and one thing about me, when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. See, I don't wait to 2 and 5 days. I didn't get there yet. I don't do it, or I got too busy. See, my heart and my spirit is genuine. And one thing about me, I'm not a liar. I will not lie to my audience. I will not lie to my fan base. I would not lie just to be a star or a celebrity, just to be phony and fake. It's a hard road for me because I'm going to tell you the truth. And sometimes it's hard when you're a genuine person and we're not used to. So that's probably why I'm a loner. I'm a loner. I don't have any friends. I don't have any friends. And I've been in this city for 59 years. And they still don't see the gift from God. I know that God has gave me the ability to talk and speech. And I might stumble. I might pronounce some words. But I keep showing up to get better, God. I was talking to God, and I said, God, you gave me a gift. It's the voice. And I'm hoping that people won't judge me because of my energy level or my outgoing, or I'm not a guy that want to brag and boast. But I want to praise you, God, in everything I do. I want to look up and tell my audience it ain't me. It's him, like I did the Dell Music Center when I came out to do my character, Showtime the Hype Man. Even though nobody saw that and they didn't look at that, they saw, and I kept pointing to the audience and I kept looking up. I said, it ain't me. Because people are dying and leaving with money, with opportunities, being on the biggest platform. But when it's your time to come, that stuff though, you go. And somebody else will start doing it. So I knew I was smart enough to know that it's the people. It's the people that's going to make this radio show successful. I am looking for ordinary people just like me, just want to do something and be somebody. I can't duplicate nobody else. All I can do what God put inside of me as a little boy that was running around at 34th and Mount Vernon in the projects where my mother had us inside the projects down at 34th and Mount Vernon down the bottom. But my mother and father done something to move us up in the resident community at the time was Winfield, where I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know my destiny. I didn't know where to go at. And also as a little boy, stumbling into the public schools in the city of Philadelphia, where at that time where 34 students was in a class. And I didn't know that my mother and my father couldn't help me in that way. I knew my grandfather and I knew prayers have allowed me to do the things what I'm doing. And I'm always going to reflect on stories of an underdog. I'm an underdog. I'm a person that people will count me out and don't believe that I got a radio show. They don't believe what God has put inside of me, and I know it's God. And I don't question God. I don't get mad and say, poor me. I don't say slogans that maybe out of 1,000 people, only 2 gonna last as a podcast radio station. Or I guess it's not meant to happen, so I'm out, give up. Because we always looking for money. Yes, we need money to pay our bills. Yes, I would love to have $5 million in both of my bank accounts. And then how can I make another $5 million to do something? But I know that the money is coming because I'm doing the work and I'm doing it for nothing. See, I know that this is my gift from God. See, when you do something and you do it for nothing, you're willing to drive every day, Monday to Friday and Saturday on Philly Hott Radio, whistle while you work. And Dr. Rock do the same thing every Saturday. We are doing it for nothing, but I know that God has a plan for us, a bigger radio show, a bigger view of people, because we have never understood about the gift. Why do you think LeBron James still played basketball? That was a gift from God. Why do you think that James Brown sang so long in the entertainment? Because he had a gift from God. And those who are actors, and those who are carpenters, those who are electricians, those who have never picked up or went to school to learn how to be a machinist, that's something that God gave them. You have children that come in the world in the 1st grade but have a 12th grade education at 8 years old. That is a gift from God. You have people that can swim in the ocean and can swim from the Atlanta and back and not drown. That's a gift for being a swimmer. You got those who can box naturally as a fighter and never been in a gym, but it become natural and they become a world champion because they put the work. Showtime the Hype Man at the radio show, because my voice is the gift, but it's the people that looking at me. Somebody, he ain't got no money. He ain't got no radio show. Because I'm not on some of the big towers. I'm in school. This is a school for me. This is an education for me. This is the thing that we need. We need real radio hosts that's concerned. I'm concerned what is going on, and I believe this platform going to open up for me. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio. I got a radio show. For those who like to call up, you can call up at 484-477-6348. You can call up right now because I got a radio show. Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hot Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya. That's right, we're live broadcasting live on Facebook Live, and also we on Instagram Live, and we on the YouTube channel. So what we are doing, we are marketing our radio show all the way up to Saturday morning. And what I'm doing, I'm in the laboratory working on new technology and also working on my voice, working on my commanding. That's like when you see people on TV or doing commercials, and I'm learning how to look right inside the camera and hoping that my audience are paying attention. And I'm not trying to sell you nothing. You're watching me grow right in front of your eyes as a radio host. I don't know where God gonna lead me at in this, but I trust him. I know that when WDAS started in 1936, down at 2nd and Market, where an electrician bought 250 watts. And in 1936, he didn't know where this AM radio station was going, but he believed in it. The same thing when Barry Gordon opened up Motown, and he borrowed $2,000 from his mother. At that time, that was a lot of money. We are watching a lot of our peers was hungry for success. And today, we're seeing more people don't have that can-do attitude, but an attitude to destroy anything that's new, that is real, that is excitement. And we don't even know when we got a good person in our lives because we're so used to something treating us wrong. We don't even know if a person really loves us because they tell they love us, and we're maybe not used to someone telling us that we love them. And it's genuine. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching a radio show that ain't going nowhere. Like Steve Harvey said, you're going to have haters. Like Steve Harvey said, they're going to not believe in him. And I remember went to Los Angeles where he only lasted about 2 years on the radio out there in Los Angeles because of his style and his accent as a Southern talk a little bit, Steve Harvey, but he made it. Steve Harvey talked about when he first got his first $50 of winning a comedy show for amateur comedy. He went back to Ford and told them that I found my gift. They laughed at him and said, how are you going to give up your job working at Ford where most people that's in the cage and all them that stayed at Ford for years and 20 and 30 years and stayed on the line. But Steve Harvey knew that God gave him a gift. And he knew that what he saw when people was laughing at some of his jokes, even though he was nervous, or I'm nervous every day when I come to this radio station. I'm nervous. I don't know if nobody gonna watch me, nobody gonna call. I don't know what the public's saying about me every day, or he need to stop that. Nobody's listening to him. I realized I had to be like Helen Keller. I got to be deaf and blind if I want to be successful. But they was kind of right, because Steve Harvey said that he drove 15 miles just to do that first stand-up comedy. And at that time, the comedy was blooming and it was growing. And I want to thank Richard Pryor and Red Fox setting the tone for Afro-American comedians. I want to thank for those who've been in the radio business in the city of Philadelphia. Like Georgie Wood has set the tone for Showtime the Hype Man to go somewhere, even though the city may not understand me. But I ask the city, forgive me if I've done anything to anybody in the city of Philadelphia. I'm asking you to forgive me and give me another opportunity. I know that Showtime the Hype Man have maybe said some things and maybe I made her ruffle some feathers, but that's part of success. That's part of no one sitting me down and walking me through. I am walking through a valley of a wildness in the city of Philadelphia where most of my friends didn't make it. I am watching other radio personnel. I am watching stories that all of them had a story to tell because my Showtime the Hype Man radio show have not took off. Or nobody's calling me. No one is giving me views. But I know that God is going to take care of me because I come every day to show up. See, I got a story behind this one day that I started at Philly Hott Radio. So I understand the journey and the intersection what God is leading me at. See, it's the people that's in the cage. It's the people that don't want to help you. It's the people that don't believe because we came up not helping. We came up not being cheerleaders. We came up not telling somebody nice, man, I wish you the best of luck. We don't know how to help. I'm not a threat to nobody. I'm only doing what God put it in me. God gave me a voice.
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hot Radio. Call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya.
See ya. I got a radio show. And for those who are watching me, you are watching a man, a person that come from the streets of the city of Philadelphia that made it. And I'm the underdog of the lowest when it comes to podcasts, radio shows. I'm at the bottom. But I'm all right, but I'm not at the bottom because I'm always looking up at God. And for those who watching me, don't want to watch, God is watching me. Because God has a record that every time I come to this radio show, to broadcast live, God is planning something big for me. And I keep telling people, don't, like my nephew Sharif said, and I told him this, don't let me take off without y'all, Philadelphia. See, too many people left Philadelphia because we don't know how to support people with gifts. And then we listen to other people. Then they like dominoes and all of them don't like you. I'm not here for liking nobody. I'm here to do something that had never been done before on podcasts or any other radio show. Nobody can duplicate Showtime the Hype Man. I got it. I'm the guy. Yes, I am the guy. At my young age, I am going to be one of the biggest radio announcements worldwide because I believe what God is doing for me. God has prepared me for something great in 21. Just like my friend Antoinette Small said, God is not finished with you yet. Just like Double D Darrell said, boy, you a phone call away, Showtime. Out of all them people I touched at the Dell Music Center for 9 years, I have touched so many people in Philadelphia, those who were blind, handicapped, with those who maybe came to the Dell for the first time, or I have touched so many people in this city. I know somebody's watching me right now. Say that guy need a chance and an opportunity. Someone is big in the city of Philadelphia going to give me a call and not going to listen to everybody else that said that Showtime ain't nobody. I am somebody. Each and every one of y'all are somebody. If God gave all of us hands, eyes, a brain, and a vision, God has gave the difference between me. I am using what God has gave me. And I'm putting it all together. While God is fixing it up the platform, how he's fixing up the intersection for me. I know that God is going to take care of me. And he's not going to give me a radio show that's going to be a flop. I may not be attracted to some of the artists in the city of Philadelphia. I may not be attracted to some of the big will people in the city of Philadelphia, or nobody is willing to help somebody. We got to get into helping each other. Just like that man did down North Carolina. A full-time principal, but work at nighttime to raise money for kids that are fortunate to have lunch. Or maybe not fortunate to even buy deodorant or soap because their mother and their father don't even have a job. He said his mother told him that touched me today not to give up on my grandson. That I got to deal with my grandson, what he been through. Who is me? Because what he been through, I got to love him even more now. So I want to thank NBC for showing that story today, and I felt a little teary because men's, we do cry. I don't want it that men's don't cry and we tough. We got to be gangsters, and we got to get out of that. We have to learn how to do something. I want to thank Dee Dukes from the Winfield section, and she is doing a great job, and I'm not piggyback behind her. I'm just watching the work she done, and I hope that somebody get mad and say that I said something. All I said that Dee Dukes from the Winfield section of Philadelphia is doing a great job. She put it all on Facebook, so it's not that I'm making it up. All I'm doing is saying you're doing a great job. So I don't want no elected officials in that area call up Facebook, say that I said something. And also want to thank ISO Robinson. You have been supporting me, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And Tamika Holmes and David Keys. I want to thank each and every one of y'all that tune in to watch me. You're watching a man where God is leading me in a whole new direction because I have been rejected by the city that I love. But I know that every rejection means a new direction. Every rejection means a new. For those who are watching me, when those who have been rejected, all remember that every rejection is a new direction. But we're going to go through some stumbling points. We're going to go through some bad days. We're going to go through some finance situation. We're going to have some things that is so buried that overwhelming, you just want to sleep and sleep and sleep. And then you wake up, it's still there. God said to win the battle, we have to have a happy spirit. My radio show today, it's all about my audience. My radio show today is all about looking for new people outside of Philadelphia. I'm looking for new artists outside of Philadelphia. I'm looking for new actors, new comedians, new business people, even new elected friends outside of Philadelphia. We live in Philadelphia, but I want to reach out to those on the outside that maybe not know me, but they see something inside of me and not judge me, where the city where I come from will judge you, beat you up, smother you, choke you, and not even give you an opportunity because what somebody else said about you. We have to stop that. I ask God today to forgive me, Philadelphia. If I said anything to the elected officials, if I said anything to anyone that I maybe done something wrong or I maybe said something, see, that is a journey that I learned. I'm asking the city to forgive me. I'm hoping that those who are watching me that have elected friends that's watching me and see what I'm going to say. Apologize to the Democrat Party. Apologize to the chairperson, Bob Brady. Apologize to Cecil Moore for what Winfield State Rep 180. I apologize to all of y'all. Senator Vincent Hughes, Councilman Jones, former Councilwoman Janie Blackwell, and anybody that I made it cause harm to. I want them to know that I'm a new man. I'm changing. My style of politics are different from everybody else. I just want the city of Philadelphia to know that I love my city. I support the Democrat ticket. I want to be a part of a winning team that want to move this city in another direction. I don't want to fight nobody. I don't want to liberate nobody. I just want to bring peace to the Democrat Party so we can move in a direction to save the children of the city of Philadelphia. My name is Showtime the Hype Man.
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hott Radio. Call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya.
So we're getting closer and closer to the time, and I want to see what time it is. Yeah, oh man. I have 8 more minutes. I did a 2-hour show. I know that's a gift from God. I had no callers. I let nothing discourage me on this show. And you're telling me I got family members, cousins, sisters and brothers, not ever one time called my radio station, but I'm not mad at them. I got a nephew named Sharif. I want to thank him for supporting me, and I support you, Sharif Keller. That's my nephew. He's going to be doing his own brand new radio show next month, every Friday night. He's a businessman. Have a great product that he's selling. I want to thank him for supporting me, and I'm going to support him and give me everything I got, because you can't count a Keller out. I want to thank my little brother yesterday, Kevin, for supporting me on Instagram. And I want to thank Instagram for giving me a live show without interruption, and I thank Instagram for giving me a platform. And I also want to thank Facebook. And I'm hoping that I don't break any policies and rules that affect the community that I love. So I want to give Facebook a thank you for giving me a platform. I also want to thank YouTube and all the social media that have gave men's and women's a new platform to do their own thing. I want to thank the staff of Philly Hott Radio and all the people that's on this staff here that making this show, those who do Sunday shows, Monday shows, in between shows, that I want to wish all of y'all the best of luck on your podcast radio. Even all the people across this great world and all the #1 radio shows in this land, that this is the new way of radio. And I'm part of the new wave of podcasts. I got a radio show. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio morning show, and also every Saturday along with Dr. Rock on Philly Hot Radio. We have had so many guests, and I'm grateful for all the people that came to this radio station to be with me and Dr. Rock every Saturday. And everyone that been on, I just want to bless anyone that come to the show for the first time and help us. And we have helped a lot of other people, but me and Dr. Rock shouldn't have struggled with our radio show. Even me doing this new show, I don't know is it timing wise, but I'm going to stick with this 10 to 12 because it works for me. Because of my job situation, of me raising my grandson now. But I'm in school learning every day when I come here. So we're getting closer. For those who like to call in and say hi to Showtime, Miss Roberts can call, Miss Holmes can call. Y'all don't have to be afraid. You can just call up and say hi to me and say you did a great job. I'm looking at all the people and don't see as many comments, but that's okay too. So a friend of mine said most people don't like doing that. Some people don't like calling on a radio show. So I can't make anyone call, but I can suggest it. So most people like to be laid back. So I'm learning more and more as I grow as a radio. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at some of Georgia Wood's shows. At the time, music and black music was real popular on the radio when we used to buy 45s, and then the 33s started popping up. I want to build our music back off of Philly Hot Radio and morning show. We're looking for artists outside of Philadelphia, R&B, and I take some artists that's in Philadelphia too, but I'm looking for artists that's in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Washington, Baltimore, Seattle, Washington. We're looking for artists out there on the West Coast, East Coast. I'm looking to build, to play your music where other radio stations, we can build something to bring our R&B. Cause I got an R&B soul tape with Tyreek, Keith Sweat, Johnny Gill, New Edition. I want to thank all of them, and Music Child. It is so many of y'all. Joe, Tank, Fantasian. We know I got to thank Frankie Beverly Mays. It is so many groups that God gave some of our vocalists, the best vocalists, where we are losing our music, but we got to come back as strong as ever in the 21st century. Showtime the Hype Man is reaching out for a larger audience around the world. Someone that's a producer in New York City, someone that's in the industry in New York. I have the energy to bring R&B and soul back to be the #1 hits with all people. For my brother out there in Los Angeles that is watching me, and those who are watching me live on YouTube, take the YouTube and make sure that each and every one of y'all tag it to your friends or tag it to somebody else. The only way that I'm going to get to the next level, I'm asking for help. Some of the biggest producers, some of the biggest managers, those who do live shows, live concerts. I have a platform on Philly Hot Radio where we can do that magic during the COVID-19 to get some of these songs and people start looking on Philly Hot Radio with these new artists. I am going with the new way we do things. And along with a little bit of the old, but I'm going with the new way. So, for those who like to call me up, you can call me on my personal phone. That's 267-481-6764. Or you can go to my email, mckelkeller@28gmail.com. Or you can call the radio station at 484-477-6348. We got a great show tomorrow, me and Dr. Rock. Dr. Rock will be in the house tomorrow. I think that we're gonna be all right, Dr. Rock. I think that this morning show gonna be great. It's time to getting close to the hour. Yes, it is.
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hott Radio. Call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhottradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya.